Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Ranking the Albums. Today we're going to rank the albums of a pretty cool band from England, formed in 2009, Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats. Okay, led by a guy calls himself Uncle Acid. His real name is Kevin Stars. He's basically the star of the show here. Main songwriter, vocalist, guitarist, plays organ. There's been various other guys who have kind of come and gone in the band over the years. The Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats, kind of almost like England's answer to Sweden's Ghost, right? It's just like the one main guy. He's like the big focal point, and many other musicians have kind of come and gone over the years. But they released 5 albums. Pretty cool albums, I will say. These guys are kind of a throwback, all right? They're obviously big fans of Black Sabbath. There's lots of big, doomy, stoner, metal rock riffs throughout their music. They also love the Beatles. Lots of kind of cool, like John Lennon-style vocal harmonies in their music. You can hear a little bit of the Moves, so there's lots of cool, like British psychedelia. Really cool band. 5 albums. I will say I'm pretty sure, if I kind of jog my memory banks, I've reviewed all of these albums since the band first appeared on Sea of Tranquility, and I think every single one of them I gave a 4 out of 5 star. They're all really good, almost to the point of equally good. They're one of these bands that, like, you kind of know what you're going to get from them. Every album follows a similar formula, and every album is very cool, very good, very enjoyable. I'm almost at the point with them where I'm kind of like, all right, throw us a curveball. Do something a little bit different, because now the albums are almost becoming interchangeable, but that does not affect the impact of them, because I think they're very, very good. I enjoy these quite a bit. Really cool band. I remember the first time I heard Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats, I was like, ooh, I like that. It's kind of doomy. It's got the stoner vibe. It's got a bit of psychedelia there. Big Iommi style, fuzz-laden riffs and, occasional heavy, Deep Purple Uriah Heep style organ. The music's very creepy. The vocals are really high pitched. Remind me, like I said, the Beatles, John Lennon, a little bit of the Move, like Roy Wood. If you guys ever listen to the band Big Elf, okay, kind of similar vibe here, but definitely heavier. So let's start off with my number 5. I'm going to go back to their first album, which came out in 2010, Volume 1. And like I said, all these albums are really good. I think with this one's really, really raw. All right. Total doom, stoner, psych. Not quite as musical as some of their later albums. All right. But big, fat, heavy riffs, and the organ is there. Really well done. Dead Eyes of London is a great track. Crystal Spiders, Wind Up Toys. My problem with this album, as opposed to some of the other albums, it's a little on the one-dimensional side. Okay. But still really heavy, still really fun. If you're looking for kind of their most kind of Black Sabbath Master of Reality Volume 4 sounding album, it's probably this. There's also, I want to throw in, if you like the really early Alice Cooper group, like specifically like their first 3 albums, you also get that a little bit here. Okay? Throw in a little bit of the MC5 and the Stooges as well, with that obviously, that Beatles element there as well. So pretty cool record. Rise Above kind of found these guys. Rise Above Records, really cool label that has a lot of doom and stoner bands. So that's my number 5, the debut. All right, coming in at number 4, I'm going to go with 2015's The Night Creeper. Always really dug that album cover. Their album covers are very kind of minimalistic, and as you'll see, groovy. Fuzz guitars all over the place. Waiting for Blood is the kickoff track. Really cool song. You got the melancholy and somewhat creepy Murder Nights, which is another great track on here. The dirgy Pusher Man. The ominous title track. Solid album. There are some people who Uncle's voice kind of irks them a little bit. He's got this really kind of nasally, high-pitched vocal style that doesn't vary much from album to album, song to song. So I know some people I've talked to have been like, I like the music, not crazy about the vocals. I will say this album is a lot of fun. It's a little one-note at times. And one-note meaning that some of the tracks, they all kind of sound really similar. Not necessarily in a bad way for some, because for quite frankly, 40 minutes of crushing fuzz tone doomy riffs and dripping psychedelia, not necessarily a bad thing. It's not. And I like this album a lot. But it's my number 4 favorite because I think I like some of the others a little bit better. Coming in at number 3 is 2013's Mind Control. This is a good one. I played the hell out of this when it first came out. It's got the song Mount Abraxas. Kicks things off. Atmospheric, melancholy doom track. Anguish vocals, rumbling drums. Got the serious fuzz tones of Mind Crawler. Great track. The guitar riffs on these albums are amazing. You got the haunting organ and big crushing riffs of Poison Apple. Again, I got to mention the vocals sounding like John Lennon meets what you would hear from Big Elf. You got the huge lumbering Valley of the Dolls, another heavy track. It's a really heavy album. It's a weird album, but it works. That's the one thing about these albums. They're big, they're heavy, they're doomy, they're stonerific, they're psychedelic, they're weird. But that's Uncle Acid the Deadbeats. And I think that's why a lot of people dig these guys, because they are just so different and out there. All right, number 2, I'm going to go with their most recent from 2018, Wasteland. Good album. Again, another kind of bizarre album cover, right? You get the big lumbering I See Through You, which again is kind of like another great opening track. The Beatles meets Black Sabbath. The crushing Shockwave City, great song, great 1-2 punch to open up this album. You got the big doomy riffs and organ of No Return. You got the psychedelic doom of Blood Runner. A couple of the really good tracks. The title track is very cool. Really, really good album. Really strong album. Again, this is their 5th album, and I remember, when this came out, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm excited about another Uncle Acid album. Are they going to give us anything different? Not really, but it's still really good. All right, and yeah, maybe that's, maybe they're just one of these bands, kind of like AC/DC or like Motorhead was. It's like they have their style, they do it really well. That's what you're going to get each and every time. Nothing necessarily wrong with that, right? And my number 1. This is actually the first album I heard from them. I actually heard their debut after I checked this one out, and I went back to the debut. Bloodlust from 2011. This is a great album. The kind of weird, spooky album cover, right? And then you got, it doesn't get more kind of doomy than that, right? And again, the band very anonymous, right? Very anonymous. This, to me, is like a mix of Black Sabbath's Master Reality meets those latter period albums by The Move with a touch of the Beatles. All right? I'll cut you down. Huge, massive riffs. All right? Doomy riffs. You got the Death March of Death's Door. Death's Door? Yep. You got the headbanging over and over again. You got the massive fuzz of Curse in the Trees, which is a really cool, ominous track. You got I'm Here to Kill You. You got the Funeral Doom of Withered Hand of Evil. Great song titles on this album. Just a massive, massive psychedelic doom/stoner album with some of the heaviest riffs you'll hear in, within this style of genre of metal, the more the doom genre. Really good album. I love the production on this. It's just so kind of lo-fi, so like early 70s. Just really, really good stuff. And like I said, the first time I heard this album, and this is the first time I heard the band, I was like, wow, I love this. And I will say, I really dig all these albums a lot. So, like I said, just because Volume 1 sits at the bottom doesn't mean I don't dig it. I do. These are all really strong albums and, worth checking out if you haven't. So, Bloodlust comes in at number 1 for me. Wasteland, number 2. Mind Control, number 3. The Night Creeper, number 4. And Volume 1, number 5. Curious for those of you who are fans to see how you rank these. Okay, remember there's no right or wrong answer. We all hear these albums differently. But for those who have never listened to Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats, and you like kind of 70s doom, and stoner, and psych music, definitely check them out. Come back and report. Let us know what you think. curious to see what those newbies to this band are digging and what they like, or maybe you don't like, right? That too. So this is on the web at www.seeitranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. As you can see, I'm wearing the brand new Hudson Valley Squares shirts. If you are a fan of the show and you have not picked one up, please go to our merch site. The link will be in the video description below, and pick yourself up a shirt and celebrate and tell all your friends and show all your friends your love for the Hudson Valley Squares, the Monday night show, every Monday night here on Sea Tranquility. What's coming up, you might be asking? Okay, well, later today, I'm going to rank the catalog of Alcatraz, Graham Bonnet's great band Alcatraz. That's coming up later today. Tonight, I will be guesting on Steve Keeler's Rock Fantasy Files show, a show all about Rush on the anniversary of the death of Neil Peart. So that's coming up tonight. Steve, myself, and a few other guests will be kind of just talking about Rush and Neil. So that's coming up. We'll have a link for you once that's live. Tomorrow morning, Martin Popoff back on the show. We're going to rank the catalog of German's heavy metal legends except, okay, this weekend. Rich Catino back on the show. We are going to rank our 10 favorite albums from thrash metal legends from the East Coast here, the US of A. Overkill. That's happening this weekend. You got the Monday Night Squares coming up on Monday. We have another surprise special guest for Monday. You'll see it live when it happens. What else is happening? Martin Popoff and I are also going to be ranking early next week, I believe on Monday, the catalog, the solo albums of Mr. Robert Plant. What else do I have? Martin and I are also probably a week from tomorrow, I believe. We are going to rank the studio albums of the Tubes. The Tubes, however you say it. Tubes, Fee Waybill and Company. What else we've got? I am also going to be ranking the catalog of U.S. heavy metal power metal / thrash metal veterans Sanctuary, okay, as well as U.S. pop rockers Aviary, as well as Arizona classic rock / metal underground legends Ashbury, okay. So that and a whole lot more coming up in the weeks ahead. Stay tuned. Did I say visit us on the web at www.seeitranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. See you guys later. Remember, if you like what you see, please do consider making a donation to the channel. The link to our Ko-Fi page is below. There you can go and buy a shirt, as well as a link to our website, and you can go read all of our reviews that we've been now doing for 20 years. It's our 20-year anniversary on the internet as Sea Tranquility. Pretty cool, right? 20 years. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.